Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and I'm your host, and I'm joined by Ethan and Dylan. You're supposed to introduce yourself, Dylan.
I didn't want to.
Oh, okay, I'm Ethan. Hi, I was gonna try something a little different, and then he told me no, so okay, I just roll with it.
That was a hard
you,
no from Dylan.
I didn't flat out say no. I just said that I don't like saying my name.
Looked him in the eye and said,
"Fuck you."
Yeah, he said, "Suck it, Ian." No, and I was like,
No,
okay,
he
that's
said,
fine.
nobody
you think
asked
you were running the
your
show here?
He proceeded to say, nobody asked your opinion, and push a water bottle off the table, too, while he was at it.
No, your place.
And now I'm
Trash.
Now I'm soaking wet.
Yeah. Well, it should be. Hi, welcome
So-
to The Aftermath.
So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about a good old movie, The Goonies.
The Goons.
The Goonies.
Dylan, 3 words. Describe it in 3 words.
Sloth love chunk.
Oh my god.
Sloth love joke. That's a good one. One movie. 1 word, sorry.
The Goonies.
That's 2, but I'll take
Goonies.
it. Goons.
Okay, so I'll say right off the bat, watching the movie, I went into this thinking it was going to be like a kid's movie, which I think the grand total of the movie was meant to be like a child's movie,
If
young
not,
adults movie,
yeah.
middle school movie, question mark? I don't know.
I would have enjoyed it thoroughly more if I was younger.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I even told a friend that he was like, how'd you like it? And I was like, I thought it was pretty decent. And he was like, you would have liked it a hell of a lot more if you watched it when you were younger. And I was like,
Yes.
you're right. I would have. That is 100% the
That's
problem.
where
that
most of its reverence comes from.
Yeah.
It was, as far as like a movie like plot goes, I think it did pretty good for
Yeah,
it being
wasn't bad.
like a movie geared towards a younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple of things where I was like, I told both Ethan and Dylan in the moment, I was like, this movie is running off of Deus Ex Machina, which is
Is the whole, I think that was the whole plot. That was
the whole thing.
It was
is
these
it was
kids
like,
getting lucky and finding stuff.
Yeah,
And
you're-
it's just,
you just like hit a pipe, and it just so happens the pipe blows a hole in the wall, and it's like, we have a way out, and it's like,
Adventure.
exactly. You just so happen to stumble across a coin that tells you exactly where you have to go, and it's like, happenstance, and you're like,
Amazing.
amazing. But what I was my original point is there was a lot of foul language in the movie
Yeah.
right off the get go, and I was like,
Potty mouth children.
exactly, and I was
that's
like,
actually, I love that so much.
Yes.
I love the potty mouth children were great. I loved hearing a 9-year-old boy drop something and be like, oh shit! I don't know why I thought it was so funny, man.
Yeah.
It really, every time it got me
Yeah.
a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't not like that. I just thought it was funny because I was like, oh, we're gonna happy-go-lucky kids movie, and of course you hear it, and he's like, oh my god, these kids have some dirty mouths.
These
Dude.
ain't your average kids.
I'm gonna just fast forward
Or
to the
maybe
end
they
whenever
are.
that character literally makes a comment about the 9-year-old's dick. Can we just stop for a second? All
Oh
right,
my
that
God.
was keep kissing girls like that, and when the rest of your body catches up, you're gonna be stop. Wait.
She can do that. We're in the
She-
80s.
I was like, we're in the 80s, and you can talk about his dick, but we need to stop right
that
now.
may have not been the right context for that statement. For
I'm-
some reason, she may have been because he's a sickly kid. He's described as like his parents are scared to let him outside because he's so fucking weak. Apparently,
Yeah, don't worry. I have timers for how many times he went for his asthma inhaler. We'll get to that later.
Oh,
okay?
that was another plot point.
that was a total plot point, and I don't even have all the timers, but I have plenty of them.
But maybe not plot point, but definitely a character trait.
yeah.
Main character Mikey, inhaler.
Weak.
All I'm
Weak?
saying-
Oh, I was going to say just...
well, in the respiratory sense, very weak.
Yes, 100%.
All I'm saying is, whenever you talk about the rest of your body catching up, I don't think about him getting taller. Okay, I think about his dick. Okay, that's what everyone. I think that's the whole point. That line. That's why that line's
shows
dirty.
where your mind's at, dude.
Maybe
Wow.
it is.
And
Okay, maybe.
every 13-year-old boy in America, let's be honest.
Yeah, right.
Anyways.
That was too much. That line, that one right there, killed me. I was like, did that just happen?
What-
She just did that. That just happened.
If we're talking about good things about the movie, everything was practical effects. There was maybe 2 or 3 scenes that I remember seeing a green screen
Mm-hmm.
that I was like, that's digital effects or whatever, but everything is practical.
Yeah.
And I was like, some of it looks a little funny, but again, it's also practical effects, so what do you expect?
And kind of old.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know the overwhelming sense that I had? Have you guys ever been to Universal Studios or Disney
Nope.
World?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been on some of those rides where like they've been around for a while and like you start going down the water slides or going down like the whatever in Disney World or whatever it is, and you see these rooms that are like handmade, like these set pieces or like these set designs or like the Pirates of the Caribbean ship in the cave or whatever.
Felt like that.
It felt exactly like that. I was like, the whole time they're going through this movie, I was like, they're on a Disney World ride. That's what it felt
was
like.
a wild ride.
And it was one hell of a wild ride.
Mm-hmm. Roller coaster.
Sloth. I didn't like it.
Dude,
Really?
I didn't like it.
I'm gonna
It's
go
like the
ahead.
best character.
I'm going to take the opposite stance and say that my biggest qualm with the movie is whenever Sloth becomes a character and the movie picks up, it's the literal end of the movie. Whenever I looked at Dylan, I said, oh, hell yeah, now it's picking up because Sloth kicked some ass. Whenever that happened, that was like 40 minutes from the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I loved
And that was, I think, the biggest reason why. I can't say that I dislike the movie, but I'm not the biggest fan of it because whenever I finally get in it, it's
over
right at the end.
Yep.
By me saying I don't like him, it's going to sound very shallow, and I'm okay with that.
It's a shallow man.
I think that they did probably a too good job on his prosthetics.
Ian hates ugly people. Confirmed.
Heard that 10-4.
I know exactly what it is. It's the uncanny valley thing. I don't
think he hits
hate
Uncanny
him.
Valley. I think he was just ugly and you're ugly.
I don't. I'm sorry, guys. I hate ugly people. What can I say?
Ian
It's okay.
discriminates
It's
against
okay.
people that aren't pretty. You've heard it here first.
Yes.
It's okay. Admittance is the first step. So about this character.
Anyways, my
Anyways,
thing is,
get back to how cool he is.
I loved the character. The character was a heartwarming, lovely character that like you could really connect with. Loved it. But the thing was, is every time like he looked and he was like, whoa, and his mouth would move and his eye did that thing. If his ears were to wiggle anymore, I was like, dude, it just makes me feel.
Come on, he's adorable.
I thought he was.
I'm
adorable,
glad you think
but
that.
I definitely
it just
also,
kind of gave me the creeps.
Yeah, I thought he was adorable, but I definitely also got
He's
some
like a
of
pug.
Mice
It's
and
the
Men
ugly kind of
character.
cute.
Yeah, right. I got
Yeah.
some of Mice. What's that guy from Of
Yeah.
Mice and Men? Right, the big guy at the end of the book where
I haven't read it myself, but I think
yeah.
I've heard of the
I got
story,
some
though.
definite vibes where his character seems like a gentle giant and
I
like
can only
he's,
ever remember.
but like also he's just huge.
Yeah.
I really liked that
Tell me
character.
about the rabbits, George.
Yeah, that was it. That character. I just forgot his name. Dang. I feel
There's
bad.
someone just frantically yelling out his name right now. I can already
Yeah.
hear it.
Probably most
course.
people because almost everyone's read that book. It
Yeah,
It's
feels
a good
like
book.
it's a solid book. I liked it. Yeah, but that character, I got as soon as I saw him and like he like actually started communicating.
He was like, "Oh
Yeah.
yes."
I was like, this dude.
Finally.
I was like, this dude from my, and then like my favorite, probably one of my, I would say, favorite scenes in the movie is whenever Sloth and Chunk are sharing that baby Ruth, and they're just like, and like hearing Chunk try to not be scared while Sloth is like screaming, but happy screaming, but then he's like, ah!
Yeah.
But then they're both eating the baby Ruth.
I-
Probably the best scene ever.
I love
Perfect as that. We call that subtext here, people.
I love that there is a moment, like I feel like at every moment you see Sloth, he is always shouting, and there's always
Always.
a wide range of emotions. He's either mad, sad, or happy. But every time he does, it's always. And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I love how
What are you shouting at?
all of the beginning scenes of the movie when you see him, he just holds up his chains in anguish and just like holds up both arms in the light and just does. And I'm like, wow, man, he's really not liking those chains. I mean, I wouldn't either, but like he just keeps going back to that anguish stance
Yes.
where he just holds them up.
And then the second there's a baby Ruth, that dude roids out, yanks some dudes out the
That's all
wall.
it takes,
He
man.
wraps his hand on him. Give me that candy bar.
All for the Ruth.
Yeah,
Yes.
do it for the gram, as they say.
You're not you when you're hungry. Oh, wait, sorry. This is not a Snickers ad. It's a Baby Ruth ad.
You're not you and your baby Ruth.
Yeah. One thing I will say, everyone in that movie wore Nikes and everyone drank Pepsi.
Yep.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else in that world.
Welcome to the 1980s. What's new?
That's how that
That's
works.
exactly how that works.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
One might consider it a period piece.
It had that
Before.
like cliche ending that like I loved to some degree, but it also made me feel a little weird because I haven't seen a movie in so long that had that kind of ending where it's
Yeah.
like
Everything works out.
You're like they're like just at the second he's like signing the papers, and then they're like, wait, don't sign the papers, and he's like, I'm not signing them today, and starts like shredding them up, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's just so.
All I know is a sick guitar solo, and that was an amazing ending. Yeah. Yeah, there might have been a sick guitar solo. I just didn't pay attention to the music, honestly.
Yeah. I love that. Like again, there's like this obvious like villain character that kind of shows up.
Yeah,
At the beginning, and it doesn't kind of. No, I'm not even talking about those. I'm talking about like the big bad guy. The reason why apparently I think it was said that the whole subdivision is going to get turned into a golf course. I think question mark.
I really liked that line where the older brother was like, where the guy that guy was calling them all kids, like, is your mommy here, kids? And he looks at me and says, no, she's out buying us more Pampers. I was like, I love that kid. What a good line, man. What a good line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should be like, I'm 4, then like he's clearly like a teenager. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
I find it funny that there is actually a restaurant, an Italian restaurant in our area, not far away from us, named Fratelli's.
Wait, really?
Yes, and that's what I thought it was. Whenever
I won't be going there.
Whenever they say Mama Fratelli, I was like, the Fratellis?
Yo, we gotta go there and pay him a visit. Maybe
I feel
turn them in.
I feel like this is a bad idea. I will not be going there.
Oh man, Sloth's maybe gonna be. No, wait, no, he's gonna be with Chunk now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
He's gonna take care of him because he loves him.
Yeah, Sloth Love Chunk. You know it?
Man.
What a movie.
I get why Chunk is such an icon in the movie. All the other characters are great, but like
Chunk is a standout.
He is a standout character.
I like
for
how they were
more than
like,
one reason.
spill your guts. And he was like, okay, in third grade,
Everything.
I once lied. And I was like, oh, I love this guy so much.
I went to this diet camp and they
Then they kicked me out because I picked out on nuts.
Right. I love that so much.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God,
this kid, dude.
And I love how like the bad guys are all of a sudden, again, it's like a kid's movie. They're like, I really like this kid.
Starting to like
Yeah,
this
they're
kid.
suddenly they're in it because they're like, wait. He was like, and the worst thing I did was he like vomited on people, but then everyone started vomiting on each other.
Yeah,
And wherever.
he took this like fake vomit and like threw it over the wall.
I like how
of
he
a movie
paused. He said,
theater.
and I made it sound like this. he like makes this out while crying, and I was like, and so then he's like, that's the worst thing I did. And the guy's like, no wait, I like that one. That one's a good one actually.
Can we keep him
He was
around?
like, yeah, right. Maybe he's not so bad after all.
Yeah.
But now back to my
Put it on puree.
not my hand, not puree. Yeah, but like
Not the gumdrop buttons.
right. Yeah, I don't know the Muffin Man. So my favorite part was probably that asthma inhaler.
Oh yeah.
There was
At the very
recurring
beginning of the
theme.
movie, whenever he first hits it, I was like, that's not how asthma inhalers work. Immediately.
He just kinda-
and then I was
he hit it.
immediately in it.
He
So-
hit it like
he was trying to get high.
No,
He
no,
hit it
like
like it was
he-
a straight up
hold on.
canister of dope.
He hit it like a F boy does his vape. He just like, let's go.
Yeah, no. He took a fat rip off his vape there.
Yeah.
Like, because he's like sitting there and he's fine. And I get, okay, there are preventative inhalers that you do. And whenever I was hiking, I had people who, like, before we even got, like, into the hike, they, like, took their inhaler. I get that. They exist. Cool. But this dude, like, woke up out of his bed and was like, all right, let's get this party started. And I was like, dude, what? Wait, that's not how this works.
I got all I need. Screw breakfast.
Right? And then, like, in, like, a minute later, he hits it again, okay? In the beginning of the movie, he hits that inhaler so many times that I didn't time it. And then there was one big space where the adventure began. There was 20 minutes between his inhaler at the house and his next one. Then there was approximately 13 minutes. And I was like,
he kept a running counter. And there was a point where, like, every time he hit the inhaler, Ethan would just, like, shout out a number. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, at first, I'm pretty sure I was confused.
42 seconds.
I was like, yeah, no. I was like, okay, like, whenever he first did it, I was like, oh, wait, 1 second. Like, he was, like, in the cave, right? And had been from the house. And I was like, he's been running around a lot. I'm kind of surprised. And I, like, picked up my phone and said, 23 minutes. And I dropped it. It was 23 minutes. The next one was, like, 13 minutes. And I was like, for him running around in caves, you know, this is the time to use the inhaler. And he hasn't had to yet. But then whenever he sits still, I guess because they can, you know, fit the inhaler scenes in more. They do. So it's, like, 13 minutes. And the next one's, like, 4 minutes after. And I was like, 4 minutes, man. He was just running around in a cave. He's losing his edge. And the very next one, I remember being, Ian was like, that one was close. I said, 42 seconds. Because he was like crying, talking to One-Eyed Willie's skeleton. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, 42 seconds. I had a running counter for every time he did it. And then there was like 3 minutes later, he used it, but it was empty. And he was like, I don't need that. And I was like, oh, character arc.
Who needs it?
Yeah, character development.
Character development.
Yeah, right. So,
Man.
yeah, that was a running theme. Next time I watch the movie, I'm going to keep a counter of every time he uses the inhaler, not just the ones whenever he starts the adventure, because there's at least 5 more times he does it in that residence.
There you go.
But
Man.
On your way to becoming a true goon.
No shocker that he runs out of his inhaler, though, by the end of the movie, considering he hits that thing like it's candy.
Yeah.
And what does he have? The cotton candy flavored inhaler?
Yeah.
Freaking jeez, dude.
I got a double coil.
I'm going to hit you so hard, and when you wake up, your clothes are going to be out of style.
That was a good
I
one.
loved that. I was like, man, what a freaking diss. I'm going to hit you so hard, you're going to wake up and your clothes are going to be out of style. What does that even mean?
I'm going to put you in a coma.
I don't get that.
I like it.
I don't understand.
That's
like
what it means. He's going to knock you out so hard,
I
you're going
know,
to sleep for
but
a
like-
really long time.
But I get it. But it's like, but why that?
Because that's
Why?
Because you know
Because it's
it'll hurt.
1980s, Ian.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh,
I just
get
think it's-
with it, Grandpa.
I just think it's funny
He's
that
the
it's
older
like,
brother character, Ian. He's got to say these ridiculous insults.
but what
'Cause
I'm
he's
saying is,
cool.
I get it. But what I'm talking about is like, why did he use that to anchor onto? I'm gonna hit you so hard, you're gonna wake up 3 years from now, kind of thing. Like that's intimidating. Your clothes are gonna
You're
go
gonna-
out of style.
you're gonna
That
wake-
doesn't make any sense.
You're going to wake up at 2020 at a podcast booth wondering what happened.
Yeah, wondering where the
I'm
frick
about
you
to
are.
show you how to time travel.
Oh my gosh, man!
Yep.
What a
Yep.
wild movie.
Yep. It was
The older characters in the movie, I felt like were a bit too much at times.
Oh, yeah.
The girls that were there, I was like, I get that they're like probably just token girl characters, but it's like,
Yeah.
like I was like, I don't understand
I felt like
some of the decisions. Why are we here? Kind of thing.
there
you
was
know?
unexplained hostility between a lot of characters as well that just
Oh, yeah.
doesn't like that
Yeah.
that girl with the short hair just randomly shouting at the other dude. I
She
get it.
hates-
I get it. It's supposed to be like 9 and 13-year-old sexual tension or something, but I don't get why they're shouting at each other right now.
She
And of course,
hates
at the end they're like flirting, right? Of course, and I knew it was going to end that way. But like you have to explain why there is this tension here, not
Yeah.
just kind of have it, right? And I was like, okay. But I found that I went into this movie with a headache, and the fact that
Yeah.
every single scene is completely designed to have at least 3 people shouting over each other in every scene, I found it very hard to watch because of
Yeah.
that. The whole movie, I was like, can for him being the one they call Chunk. Honestly, he should be the one they call Mouth, because, dude, please stop. And then we get there, and I'm like, oh, the adults. And then they're just shouting as well. And I'm like, why is this the whole point of the movie? That everyone's lines are like, at the top of everyone's lines, it says overlapping with someone else. So I
Because
was
they
like,
went into the screech halls,
yeah, that was definitely a Screech
the
Halls
cave
movie.
system.
Yes.
Well
But,
known.
yeah, it was definitely interesting.
I love
though.
that there was like, I feel like, I'm not sure this is how it happened, but there's certain characters, the kid characters at least, that I feel like they were told like, just kind of ramble for a second, just kind of
Yeah.
ramble in character and do your thing. Because there's like this one.
Literally just be
There's this
annoying.
one time where Data is just like sitting there and he's like, and then I was mine was doing and it was
After
That-
he fell through the deck
Yes.
of the ship.
No, I thought that was the cutest and funniest scene ever. Because Data was like, Data's tired of falling through them. And they say, how come you didn't use the stairs? How come Data didn't use the stairs? Data didn't use the stairs because Data's falling to the floor. What do you mean, how come Data didn't use the stairs? And I was like, this poor little kid is just, he's like,
traumatized.
I'm tired of skeletons. Data's tired of falling to the floor. Data's tired of booby traps. And I was like, Data, you're my spirit animal right now. Like, honestly, that was my favorite. For his character, that was my favorite part.
Data
And
was cool.
I think Data's probably my favorite character in the movie.
freaking Go-Go
Aside-
Gadget.
Aside
the
from
coolest nickname too.
aside from the obvious sloth, I think Data's my favorite character, just because
Yeah.
he's so funny and he's so cute. And I spent the entire movie wondering if his accent was real or if I should be offended. Like, is this racist? Right? like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And then he would always say something, and then like it's booby traps. It's booby traps. That's what I said. Like,
Yeah.
like he says booty traps or something.
Yes.
Like, dude, I was like, I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
this
like
should be
those
offensive
more.
or not, but man, it's funny. I'll tell you that much.
Booty traps are the way to go.
Yeah, booty traps are the way to go. So.
That was an ongoing thing between the mom character,
Mhm.
the
Yes, the
Mikey.
almost hereditary mispronunciations and or just wrong
Yeah.
words.
And someone else, yeah, that was
correcting it. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I
it's-
said.
That's what I said.
Right.
Thinking
what she
back on
said.
it, there's it it's hard for me to keep track of, but it's not a complicated movie.
Nope.
Very simple.
Yeah. I mean, I'd watch it again. I have mixed feelings about it because, like I said, right as it felt like it was getting good, it just ended. And I was like, man, I'm kind of sad. Because, like, that's what I wanted to see was, like, you know, that character come in and be all fun.
You wanted depth where there was none.
No, it's not that I wanted depth where there was none. It's just that I wanted that character, Sloth, to be A, explained more, and B, just in it more because he was a fun character.
Yeah.
The whole point, like, I was like, this is when the Murray comes out, right? This is when the big guy comes out, and I want him to, like, you know, join the team. And he did join the team for like 5 minutes, and it was the ending scene. I was like, no, wait, we need to have more. We need them to solve more puzzle while he beats up the bad guys. Like, I want more of that. Yeah. I could watch that for an hour straight. So I felt a little bit like there was something lacking whenever it came to that, because right as he came about, like, all of his scenes, they just felt so quick. They were enjoyable, but it was just kind of felt quick from there. So
I also love the kind of the kid logic. There's a lot of stuff that like persists throughout the movie that has this sort of like kid logic that like the pipe scene, for instance.
Oh,
you have pipes underneath the ground.
100%. If you're underground and you find pipes, just start banging on them. You'll figure it out eventually. That's exactly how that works.
You just start smashing these pipes, and then like the four corners of the earth start to fall apart.
Everywhere is affected by the children.
By the one convergence of pipes. It was like
the first generation warlocks.
Man, dude, it was crazy. What a fun time.
That was a good one, I'll admit.
So what's I got told, I was talking.
You got told.
I got told by people. I had said that we're gonna watch Good Morning Vietnam next,
Yes.
and I had people that said yes, do that.
Okay.
I was like, okay, got it.
That is plan.
I got also by the same person. He had said, I can't remember the John Hughes, whatever the director or producer of The Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
He says that he has a handful of films. One of them is Pretty in Pink. One of them is another one, and he said that like if you liked The Breakfast Club, they're worth there's a couple of them that are worth giving a shot. So I thought about thinking about some of those. What's one besides Good Morning Vietnam that we can do next?
Let's see.
You guys be interested in? Do you want to do something more modern, or do you want to keep it old school like I've been doing? Because so far,
both. I'm liking the old school because that's for all the movies that I need to see. Like I've never seen The Terminator.
I kind of want to rewatch Redline.
I never got to finish Redline.
Sean
so we
hasn't
should.
finished
We
it
should.
yet, so
I
we
do
can
want to
do
finish
that. No problem.
Because, dude, you want to talk about
deja vu, man.
Want to talk about warranting a second watch through?
Yeah.
Actually, a wild ride.
we were watching Redline, and it was like 3 a.m. when we started watching it, so I fell asleep. But I was actually really in it, so like I need to watch it and finish it. They finished it though, so
I want to say he left about like the halfway mark, possibly.
I'd made a
Just
good
about.
distance of the movie before I started feeling nappy.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But
I finished it, but I was in the process of also having a conversation on the phone a little bit, so I was like I wasn't fully in it. But when I was there and when I was seeing it, man,
it was all or nothing, man.
Oh yeah.
So we have those two movies. You want to think of another one? What's another one we can watch?
Another
Up
one
on the list.
I was told by someone who liked The Breakfast Club that their next favorite movie was 16 Candles. It has the same actor who played that Claire in The Breakfast Club is like the main character there.
Oh boy.
I don't know if that's another good one or not. I was just told that was something.
Yeah, well.
Otherwise, I can find it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me anything right there, so I'm going to go ahead and say no on that one.
Nah, don't worry.
Okay, let's see here.
So, we'll see. I have some people that have Gremlins.
Yes.
Never seen Gremlins.
Never seen Gremlins. Indiana Jones, the original.
You know what? We need to hit
Indiana
though. I think we
Jones.
should before we move too fast because I have seen the Indiana Jones movies.
Really? Okay.
But I think we should do, even though there's only one person here, not me, has not seen them all, is we need to watch all of the Back to the Future movies.
Yes.
That I think should be early on our list.
Okay.
And to just be a full-on set. It's going to be ready. It's going to be a longer podcast because I just want to do all. Because if you just do one, it feels weak. We need to do all three of them in one sitting.
Can we do like a 3-parter?
That's what I was saying. I think a 3-part
see why
podcast
not.
wouldn't. I just don't feel like it would. I don't know. I think we could just make that a longer podcast that would work. I feel like it would flow better if we just did one podcast for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then the only thing is we may have to skimp out on some of the other podcasts though.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, might have to
Yeah,
make that one a
so we
longer
make
one.
a
I don't know how
mega
long this one's
cast.
going to be, but I feel like because that's going to be a good one. It's
Our-
one of my favorite.
Our usual
movies.
runtime is trying to be around 40 to 45 minutes. Kind of a sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's what we can do.
Easily.
Comparatively short and sweet, as
Yes.
opposed to what most
'Cause
are used to.
Because I'm trying to also think of like I want to have some bigger series. I would like to have multiple part series. I think it'd be really nice, like Back to the Future. But the big thing, like I've talked about, and everyone knows this,
Everyone knows it.
I want to watch Cowboy Bebop
Yes.
again. I've only watched through it once, and I would really love for Ethan to watch it with us because it was a really
Sean,
great show.
You'd love it.
So
Okay.
I don't feel one way or the other.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
whatever.
What's that? Another movie that I haven't seen where the guy Caesar has his thumb.
Oh yeah.
That one.
Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator. I wanted to call it 300. I was like, it's not 300. I haven't seen that one either though. I haven't seen any classic. Pretty much. Think of a classic. Haven't seen it. So,
another thing we need
yeah,
to put.
you're like you did that. I'm right in the middle, bro.
So for future reference for everybody that is a listener of this podcast, in the Christmas time, I would love to do some cool Christmas movies / series,
Hold
and
on.
we have one of them. We may have talked about, I think, in the past couple episodes. Not quite sure.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah, not Home Alone.
Die
Pretty
Hard.
sure. Die Hard. I
Yeah.
actually have seen, and it's a Christmas.
I
movie.
have not watched Die Hard.
It's a Christmas movie.
But
That's all I need to know.
Indeed.
I think we have already mentioned this on the podcast, but we had talked about it. Was our favorite Christmas anime, Christmas Gundam, War in the Pocket.
0080.
Yeah, so that's definitely one that we need to. I want to put on the Christmas list. I thought about it because I have it in the notes right here. So again, we'll just. I'm putting it. I'm putting it on the record. We're gonna put that, on the list for future. But another thing I want to do, and it's not too distant from now, that I want to do is some Ghibli movies.
Yes.
I want to have like a month where we do like 4 Ghibli movies. I don't know what month will be good, but something in the future where we do like 4 episodes
Pull like
in a certain.
fucking, I can't remember if it was Cartoon Network or Adult Swim that did this, but they had the month of Miyazaki
What?
where they had like a movie
Sounds great.
marathon.
That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And I would love to watch like four that we can select, like between you and I, or if
I don't
Ethan
know
else has
crap.
it.
All I know is I need to watch My Neighbor Totoro.
Yes.
That's the one that I've been told. So
Okay.
You-
So
you're
that
gonna
will
like
be
it.
one.
that
of
one's a
them.
classic. So I
I recommend Princess Mononoke.
Mhm.
isn't that that's what I've seen? I did see something with you once.
You watched, like, I want to say half of Spirited Away with me?
That was it. Spirited Away.
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched all of it because I didn't think I could stay. But I do remember we started watching one of them.
Yeah.
That
Howl's,
one was interesting.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Mhm.
We also said that one. I want to do that one.
Pizza Planet.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Nausicaa.
The Ghibli classic. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
the
Nausicaa.
Ghibli classic, Toy Story.
But yeah. So okay.
My list. Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning.
Is our
Vietnam.
next watch list, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the next
Yeah, we'll put
episode.
that on there.
That's gonna be the next one. And then the one after that is going to be, what did we say? We had said one, and I can't remember.
I didn't say one.
Uh,
Nose goes. I didn't.
There was another one we had on that I wanted to watch.
I
can't
mean,
remember.
Back to the Future was the one that I listed.
Yeah.
That-
Oh,
That
yeah.
was my big one that I wanted to do. Because it's one of the
It's a
few
shame
that
you have
I've seen that I actually.
Short-term memory loss when you put a microphone in front of me.
Yeah.
Eat microphone.
I love how on this list I misspelled Indiana Jones, and it's just Indiana Joan.
It's like Jane.
Indiana Jane. Yeah.
Indiana Jane.
Yeah.
Joan.
Yep. All right.
That's cool.
Well, now the Goonies.
Goon.
It was
This episode on the Goonies.
The
It's a
big
movie.
goon.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to throw in there as far as tidbits and?
help! I'm being repressed.
Can that just be a
Never.
running theme?
Never forget. Never forget.
Never
it.
forget.
That
Just bring
guy who
some
was
Monty
being
Python
repressed.
Humor.
Yeah. Never forget a guy who was being repressed.
Yes, that poor guy.
Only
Quick,
Whitney-
everyone, pay attention! The violence inherent in our systems is here. Help! I'm being repressed.
Yeah.
Oh my
God, dude.
I love him.
I was trying to think of if there was any like one-liners. I mean, I know there are, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. In the Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Oh yes, yeah, that's a popular one.
That's a good one.
There's got to be some more.
I mean,
I've seen the meme already of the truffle.
The shuffle truffle.
The shuffle truffle.
Truffle shuffle.
good job, buddy. Good job.
Yeah, that felt a bit mean.
I think that was
really?
the whole
I didn't like
point
that.
of that. Yeah,
I was like, that's kind of mean.
But he could do it.
that's not the point. That he couldn't do it. No one said he couldn't.
Dance,
Probably everyone
fat
said
boy
he couldn't.
dance. That's what it felt like. I was like, man, that doesn't.
That was the bar to his entry. He had to proceed.
And don't worry, Mikey was like, "Don't be rude," and then proceeded to use his comically weird machine to open the door.
Oh
Efficiency.
Yeah. My house was designed by Rube Goldberg.
That was it. His comically interesting Rube Goldberg device to open a tiny gate. Hey, you guys.
Well, until next time, everybody. We're gonna be back the same time next week.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
And the Batmobile.
Are we Batman now?
Well, yeah, that's what it said in the old show.
Oh,
Quick, Robin,
Can
get the battery.
can we just?
What's
yeah,
a Terry? Get it? Because he puts a bat in front of everything. Sorry, guys.
God.
Can we just
What's
be?
a Terry?
What's a Terry?
Can we just have like a? Can we just be a collective of Batmen?
Yeah, why not?
Can I be a bat gentle person?
I am the knight.
Bat gentleman.
No. Ladies are involved too. Bat gentle person. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Okay. Anyways, until next time, thank you everyone for watching. If you are looking for any of our links and stuff, we have a link tree /Ian Wolf, and you can find all of our social media links, and also where you can find us on all the big platforms. You can also just search The Aftermath and find us on basically any major podcasting platform.
And in the Bat Cave.
Yeah.
And as always, in the Bat Cave.
Don't forget to tune in weekly so that you can see the violence inherent in our systems.
Help.
Help! I'm being repressed.
I am being repressed.
Me too.
Me too. Mood.
Bye-bye.